It is Friday, March 10th. It is late in the afternoon. Temperatures jumping to 60, and behind me, Americana Falls. I have fished here, I can't tell you, countless times. And usually, there's about a 4 or 5 foot drop off that fall. And down here, you can go about 30, 40 more feet before you can get to the edge of the water. Many fishermen, including myself, wade across this stretch of water to fish for steelhead and trout. As you can see, with the water release on the Boise River, it is flat. It is ripping through here. Flood warnings remain in effect for areas downstream of the Glenwood Bridge. 7,000-foot flood stages there. It's running at 7,500 feet. The Boise River also under flood warnings. The Malheur River in Oregon under flood warnings. You're going to get used to this theme because, boy, the temperatures are jumping and that snow is melting. I got bumped into with out in the public to somebody who actually works at the dam at Lucky Peak to release the water. He actually loves watching the weather show with Vin Crosby on YouTube, so we thank him for that. But this is the first time, he said, since the mid-90s, 95 to be exact, that they are on 24-hour shifts to release water into the Boise River. That gives you a little bit of perspective of just how serious the situation is across the Boise River Valley. And this is as a result of course, the record snowpack that we have. The problem is not that we have record snows in the higher elevations. The problem is we have snows down around 6,000, 5,000 feet where snow totals are 90 inches. I've never seen that here in 16 years. All the tops, the peaks have been, up over 100 inches, and that's where we get the high water runoff. And so they're releasing this massive amount of water into the Boise River to make room for that massive runoff that's yet to come. All that snow is going to start to unload, if you will, when the temperatures warm up like they have today. So it's a serious situation because of debris that could be in the water coming downstream. All these trees getting the force of the water and the dirt undermining, they could be released and get jammed up against bridges, causing rapid rises in the water. So it's a very dangerous situation. I've been out doing some projects along the Boise River. First, I want you to take a look at what's happening down just south of the Glenwood Bridge. This is down around Eagle Road in some of those residential areas where the ponds that were built along the river have been overtaken by the river. Trails are underwater. And so take a look at this short clip, and then coming up after that, stay tuned because I'll be back and we'll be taking a little ride up to Lucky Peak to show you the situation there. And then I went as far as Arrow Rock, and wait till you see the situation around Arrow Rock, the water levels that are so high and the ice that's still there. This is one of the more dangerous situations I've seen since I've been here in about 17 years. Take a look at this footage. So what's your name?
My name is Dave Avelar.
How do you spell that, Dave?
Avelar.
Awesome. So you came down for a bike ride.
Yeah.
And you can't get through.
No, I can't. It is unbelievable.
Have you ever seen this before?
No, I never have. This is pretty incredible. I had no idea. Yeah, like I said, I just take this path all the time during the summer and fall, and I guess I won't be doing that today.
He had to go and find another trail. Tremendous amount of water now coming up into residential areas down around the Eagle Road area. Check this out. I mean, this force of water, this is just insane that's coming over the Americana Falls Dam right now. It's not even there. It's almost flat. Hey, I took a ride up to Lucky Peak, and this is where the water, of course, is originating. The good news is right now it's about 32% full at the Lucky Peak Reservoir, so they're making room for the capacity of the water that's still yet to come. But there's going to be a lot of water to come, and, you know, Ararock is almost full as well. But check out this footage from Lucky Peak first and then into the Ararock Dam to see the amount of water that's being released, the force of the water coming on out of these dams. And then I'll be back after that, and we'll talk about the effects and what you should be doing if you are now near the river, live near the river, coming up. All right, meteorologist Vin Crosby down here by Americana Falls. I have new fans, new friends from around the world, from Bangladesh, right? What's your name?
Sajia.
Simon.
And Simon is studying, you're a PhD student at Boise State, studying electrical engineering, so he's learning about Ohm's law.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Tell us what Ohm's law is. What is it?
Well, it basically says that when, like this river, yeah?
Yeah.
When it flows, if it has some obstacles, the flow will be, less, the rate will be less. So.
Yes, I love it. A little Ohm's law and the river flooding all coming together. This is great. What do you think about this? Now, you're from Bangladesh. Now, there's some serious flooding there.
Yeah, serious. In every season, we have flooding. I guess not this much of a flow of water, but flooding is always there. So.
Yeah. And what do you think about this?
I think it's amazing. I have been to Niagara Falls, so I have seen the flow like this, and it's kind of similar like that. So I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah, we get it periodically here, but this year we had record snow. So I want to thank you for coming on the show. Thank you so much. Good luck with your studies. Welcome to Boise. We love having visitors from all over. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. All right, I went up to not only Lucky Peak, but I went and also up to Ararock, and that flow is coming out. Tremendous from those dams to make room. But as you could see in that video with the Ararock, there's a diversion dam. That diversion dam is that section that's just to the right of the main dam where all the ice was. And that's what the folks, the Army Corps of Engineers are doing. They're releasing the water to make room so it does not get up over that diversion dam. Because once it goes over that dam, it's uncontrolled. And that means they have no control over the flooding downstream. Now, I've experienced this years with hurricanes back in the east, and they have a lot of flooding downstream, and the Army Corps of Engineers still have to release water into flooded areas to make room in those storage areas behind the dams in order to control the flow. And it's a safety requirement. So the reason that they're releasing this much water, and it was the earliest release we've ever seen in February, the reason they're releasing the water is to prevent further flooding downstream. But, it's just starting, folks. So what you need to do is, if you live along the flooded areas, you need to get papers, legal papers, insurance papers. If you're down there around Eagle Road, just have I call it a go bag, Yeah, I think in CIS I saw it there. It's a go bag. But have your go bag ready to go in case something catastrophic happens. There's no chances of that, they say, but you never know, especially that Ararock Dam, because all the soil around it is all wet, it's all moist, it's all loose. You just don't know what's going to happen when that massive snow melt starts to happen. Some of the snow in those higher elevations is pretty epic. All right, so that's the weather show with Vin Crosby. I'm going to run maybe a little bit more footage if I can after this. So the weather this weekend looks good, but we'll have more weather forecasts coming up as we go on in through the next couple of days. But for now, it's all about the river. That's the story. The river, the flows, and how high it's going to get. And, of course, those sections of the green belts continue to be closed. Water levels close to the roads, getting up towards the Eagle Road area on the South Channel. It's already up across the roads, or close to it. And then just a very dangerous situation because of the massive snowpack that's still in the mountains. Incredible amount of water being poured into the Boise River. This will continue probably through June. One thought, hey, will there be a float season this year? I mean, tremendous amount of water is still going to flow. And with all that snow that's in the higher elevations, I mean, the water levels probably aren't going to be reduced until late June, maybe the 4th of July, maybe. We'll see. One thing's for sure, the drought gone in the west, that's for sure. To recap, river flood warnings remain in effect for around the Glenwood Bridge area and points downstream. Flood stage 7,000 feet. Right now it's coming through at 7,500 feet, and that will fluctuate. And river flood warnings for the Malheur River over in Oregon and back around the Weser River. That's going to be a flooding situation surely this year with the epic snowpack. You know, temperatures today, man, it's 60 degrees. It's not going to be too far away before we start hitting 80s for daytime highs, and that's when we're going to see massive runoff and those reservoirs fill up quickly. So this has to happen for safety precautions. I have to run the river this high to make room for the massive amount of water that's still yet to come. Hey, be sure to tell your friends and family to subscribe to the Weather Show with Vin Crosby, and I'd love to come and maybe visit your business, maybe visit your school, classroom, and talk about the weather and other things on the Weather Show with Vin Crosby. Thanks for watching.